Welcome to our video on differentiated instruction based on English language proficiency data. This video will help you understand how to analyze student performance data and apply effective differentiation strategies in language classrooms. We'd like to thank Mr. Jihad and Mr. Kenneth for their valuable efforts in developing these materials. Let's start by understanding the worksheet objectives. This worksheet aims to help you reflect on key concepts from the differentiated instruction handout and apply these principles in your teaching context. It's structured in 4 main sections that we'll explore throughout this video. Let's start with Section 1, Understanding the Data. This section focuses on analyzing student performance data from the handout. The first key trend identified in the handout is that receptive skills, which are listening and reading, tend to have higher average scores than productive skills, which are writing and speaking. Let's visualize this pattern with some average scores from the data. The worksheet asks about possible reasons for this pattern. There are several reasons why receptive skills typically score higher than productive skills. First, it's generally easier to recognize and understand language than to produce it. Second, production requires active recall of vocabulary and grammar structures. Third, productive skills demand more cognitive processing as learners must organize their thoughts while simultaneously formulating language. The worksheet also notes that speaking grammatical range and accuracy has the lowest average score at 3.20. Why might grammatical accuracy be particularly challenging in speaking? Unlike writing, speaking happens in real time with little opportunity for editing or revision. Speakers must simultaneously focus on pronunciation, vocabulary, fluency, and grammar while formulating their message. Additionally, interference from first language patterns is often more pronounced in spontaneous speech. Regarding correlation insights, the data shows a very strong positive relationship above 0.9 between the diagnostic overall band and all individual skill scores. This high correlation suggests excellent consistency in the diagnostic assessment, meaning that the test reliably measures language proficiency across all skill areas. Interestingly, writing task 1 shows the highest correlation at 0.99 with the overall band. This suggests that this particular writing task is an exceptionally strong indicator of overall language ability. Now, let's move to Section 2, General Principles of Differentiation. The handout identifies 4 key areas to consider: content, process, product, and learning environment. First, let's define content. Content refers to what students learn or need to learn based on their proficiency levels. This includes the topics, texts, tasks, and learning materials you provide. For language learners, you might differentiate content by adapting reading materials, varying topic complexity, or adjusting vocabulary requirements. Next is process. Process describes how students make sense of and interact with the content. This includes the activities, strategies, and methods used. For example, you might provide visual supports for some learners, allow extended time for others, or implement differentiated grouping strategies based on proficiency levels. The third area is product. Product refers to how students demonstrate their learning and understanding. This includes assessments, projects, and other outputs. You might offer various ways for students to show mastery, such as written reports for some, oral presentations for others, or visual representations depending on their strengths. Finally, we have learning environment. This refers to the physical and psychological setting where learning takes place. A differentiated learning environment is flexible, supportive, and respectful of diverse needs. You might arrange the classroom to facilitate various groupings, establish routines that allow for different paces, or create an atmosphere where risk-taking is encouraged. The worksheet asks why it's important to foster a flexible and supportive classroom where students feel comfortable taking risks and learning at their own pace. There are several key reasons. First, language learning often involves high anxiety, and a supportive environment reduces this affective filter. Second, when learners feel safe to make mistakes, they develop confidence to practice more frequently. Third, recognizing individual pacing needs acknowledges that language acquisition is a nonlinear process that varies significantly between learners.